So as Joe mentioned in his opening, we have 5 new head coaches, and we come right off the bat with 2 first-year head coaches, or at least in the PAC. With Coach Blake, you became the 12th head coach in Bethany College history this past winter. What drew you to Bethany, and what do you hope to accomplish in year 1 in this role?
Yes, absolutely. So what drew me to it was deep family ties to the area, but then the challenge of a rebuild. You look at the legacy at Bethany College, and it's not just a program that never won championships. There's a lot of championships won there in the past, and there's quite the legacy. And there's a lot of alumni that want to see success built there again. And so when you compound all those things, and then the beautiful campus in the hills of West Virginia, it was a no-brainer.
You are also returning to the President's Athletic Conference for the first time since 2022. What are you looking forward to once again competing in this conference and playing a full PAC schedule?
It's an awesome conference. You know, you look at like a coach like Coach Sirianni. That's a guy that no matter what conference you're in, whether you're gone to the MAC or the ACC, the SEC, that's a known coach in the country, and he's got the moxie and the swag. So you kind of look up to him. You look at Coach Dionato at Grove City College, who took a bottom of the barrel team, and then brick by brick, like he says, he's built it back. And then one of my coaching mentors, coming up through was Coach Benzel. And I seen the way he flipped and did his things that he did at Westminster. So when you got coaches in that league, then you got this crew at Case Western who's been there for generations now. Like my high school teammates played for those guys. Danny Van Dyke played for those guys up at Case Western. So you look, that's how you build a program and have sustainability in it. So when you look at this conference, this is top of the heap right here.
You have a lot of pieces returning from last year's team as well as a significantly large incoming class. Can you talk about some of the returners who you think will have a big impact on the Bison this season?
Yeah, so we have there were some guys that initially, as the saying goes, you get sold a bad bill of goods. And it's like, well, he's not very good, or this guy's not this or that and the third. But then you start peeling back that onion. You take walks around campus and you get to know those guys, and you see that if you pour into them a little bit more, there's something inside there that can be unleashed this season. We're excited about that. And then, we got a lot of folks keep calling him a senior, but junior, Brett, his leadership from day one, and the way we installed not our football but our workout program from the very beginning, he's been a leader in that as well. So it's been pretty dang exciting.
Finally, Coach, are you hoping to introduce any new traditions to unite both the team and the Bethany community in your first year?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like that old Matthew McConaughey Lincoln commercial. Before you can go forward, you got to go backwards. You're not chasing ghosts or anything like that, but there's a lot of history there at Bethany. And once we tapped into the alumni and we saw how willing and open they were for us to be successful, there's a lot of old traditions that are going to start coming back. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Coach. And now Brett will have a few questions for you. Brett, you transferred back to the Ohio Valley a few seasons ago, which brought you closer to home. Surrounded by your friends and family, what are you looking to accomplish heading into this season?
I'm looking to do similar to what Coach Blake is saying. We're trying to rebuild. We're trying to change the culture. We're trying to bring success to a beautiful campus, a beautiful school. It's run by the best of the best people. So we're just trying to bring success back, and at the end of the day, win some football games.
In addition to your success on the field, you've received a handful of academic honors last season. What does it take to excel in the classroom while also being a veteran leader on this team?
I think the biggest thing for me is accountability. Before you hold others accountable, you got to be able to hold yourself accountable. So you got to make sure you're doing the right things. And that includes the classroom, as well as the field and the weight room. So making sure you got your stuff together is what you need to do first.
And finally, what are you most excited about playing for Coach Blake and heading into this newest chapter of Bethany football?
Yeah, Coach Blake is an amazing coach. His resume speaks for itself. He's got the experience, but more than being a football coach, he's a great man. He's a great leader. I'm going into the education field, and I'm using a lot of the stuff that he's telling me, and I'm going to apply that later in life. So, he's a great coach, but I'm more excited to be around a great individual that'll help me become a better man as well.
Thank you, Brett, and thanks again to Coach Blake. Bethany's season begins September 5th when they travel to Sewanee, and the Bison's PAC schedule begins September 19th when they welcome Teal to Bison Stadium. Again, thank you, Coach Blake and Brett Phillips.
Thank you.